Sister wives. Is Meri Brown still considered mom to Brown kids? And does Kody Brown watch early Sister Wives episodes? Also, is Meri Brown being shunned by Leon too? I will explain everything. Watch this video until end. Hey lovely viewers, welcome to my 2S Gossip channel. After the recent ceremony for Garrison Brown, many Sister Wives viewers began to wonder about Meri Brown's status with the family. Several people question if the Brown kids still consider her their mom. Meri Brown was instrumental in helping with the family. While it is hard to believe that Meri Brown's separation from plural marriage could affect her status as mom, some of the kids have been forward about Meri being abusive. On Reddit, one Sister Wives viewer poses a question about Meri. They say, Meri and the wives' kids. Then discuss how the family views her. With Garrison's passing to Janelle, Christine and Kody acknowledge that Meri was still one of the kids' mom. Admittedly, the status may be muddy after the split. Furthermore, the user says, I know there's tensions between three women, but did they consider her part of the family during celebrations, struggles, etc.? However, the Redditor brings up a good point about how a family might act in the face of tragedy. More so, the initial poster notices the seating arrangement Meri Brown chose. I just was looking at photos and Meri is still front row, just looks disconnected in ways. It's hard to explain what I'm asking. Later, the poster edits to say not only the funeral but overall. Giving the example of how Christine and Janelle still talk about being a mom to each other's kids. One person says, I would imagine that nothing has really changed. Historically, none of them really include or consider Meri in their planning, but also expect her to be included by someone else and don't mind that she's around or even expect her to be around. I think they also kind of leave it up to their children to define her role as a mother to them. Like they sat with her at Logan's wedding, but if she hadn't been included in that mother group, they all wouldn't have even noticed until a producer asked them about her. I think Janelle would want Meri there. In times that are very difficult, people normally come together. Meri was very present in the older kids' lives. I think it would have been way more hurtful if she didn't show up. Additionally, over the years, some of the Brown kids have stated that Meri Brown was abusive during their childhood. Undeniably, there is tension with Mykelti, Maddie, and Paedon Brown. Furthermore, there has been strain between her only biological child, Leon. Other users reminded Meri was the disciplinarian. When compared to the other parents, she may have seemed abusive solely from the aspect of differing personalities and parenting choices. A couple of the kids, namely Maddie, Mykelti, and Paedon, have publicly spoken about Meri being abusive towards them and their siblings. Others have said they never witnessed it. Something happened, plus the fact that Meri was abusive towards Janelle in the earlier years. All of the kids who have made accusations about Meri that then had to be walked back or simply dropped with no explanation were the kids profiting off of Patreon, YouTube instead of getting real jobs. It's also important to remember that Meri was the disciplinarian and straight shooter in the family. Well, since Meri was included in the grieving process, funeral, memorial, it sure looks like she is still considered one of the moms. Notably, in the photo from Garrison Brown's military funeral, Meri Brown is sitting next to Aspyn and Mitch. Many believe this was about the division Meri has with some of the children. Mykelti sat in the same row with her arms crossed. Previously, her dislike for Meri was apparent, but without a doubt, this was a hard day for everyone. Perhaps the seating arrangements very well don't matter in a time of grieving, but they still can paint a picture of what might be going on. Mykelti is sitting in the same row as Meri, albeit her body language is open for interpretation. I really believe fans and tabloids are reading too much into the seating order. This was an absolute heart-breaking moment, and somehow I doubt Janelle noticed nor cared where anyone aside from her own kids sat or did. Obviously the mother and the father would sit in the front row. Since they are not together, both had someone else with them as comfort and anchor. Beyond that, it was probably just whoever came in first and how many available seat per group. Although the answer isn't clear how the Brown kids refer to Meri Brown, it is clear she shows up. Undoubtedly, Meri has always loved her family even when it was difficult. Hopefully, for the sake of the family, everyone set their difference aside and tried to support. one another through the grief. I don't think she was as disconnected as it might look at pictures. It looked like the chairs was in some kind of half circle, so to make sure everyone could follow the service they had to sit on both sides of the aisle. Meri sat with multiple of the kids, so she sat with the core family close to the center and Janelle. Most of the Sister Wives stars tune into each episode when the newest season premieres. Some cast members even revisit old episodes from time to time. But what about family patriarch Kody Brown? Late last year, Kody Brown appeared on the Mormonism Live podcast to talk about his lived experiences. During the episode, Kody seemed to make an interesting confession about previous episodes. Plenty of Sister Wives cast members refer to old episodes for one reason or another. But Kody Brown apparently doesn't. In a recent Reddit thread, one user pointed out that Kody stated he doesn't like to watch himself in older seasons. Kody's appearance on Mormonism Live, the op titled their Reddit post. Kody does present himself well and sounds knowledgeable. He admits polygamy has not been a success with his family. But a few things tripped me up. All about Robyn or Christine. He noted that he and Robyn had an 11-day honeymoon. Then said OG3 all had their own honeymoon too. Right, he did acknowledge that he had failings. Said he couldn't watch episodes because it was painful to see himself, or something to that effect. The op went on to talk about how quickly Kody fell for Robyn without ever consulting Christine or Janelle at all. Meri played a role in their union, but it ended up backfiring on her in the end. They concluded by saying Robyn played an extremely negative role in each marriage, which ultimately led to the triple divorce. Naturally, many fans thought it was clear why Kody had trouble watching himself in earlier seasons. Over time, he allowed his family to completely crumble as he devoted all his time and attention to Robyn. Overall, other Reddit users found Kody's appearance on the podcast to be incredibly frustrating. They felt that the hosts didn't press him enough. Oddly enough, the complaints echoed the grievances about the tell-alls. The hosts got a bunch of flack after that episode for being too soft on him. It was super hard to get in a word edgewise. It seemed like they did the best they could with an unruly and boorish guest. The network needs to put in these so-called reality stars contracts that they can not walk out on a reunion or a tell-all, and they have to at least answer the questions. Is Meri Brown having a rocky relationship with her child, Leon? Garrison Brown's military memorial service took place a few days ago and fans noticed the family's seating arrangement looked a little uncomfortable. Over the past few years, Leon Brown has shied away from the limelight and several family members. Meri supported Leon after they came out as trans, but hasn't posted much about Leon or their partner Audrey since. It's possible Meri is respecting their privacy, but some fans can't help but wonder if it's indicative of an issue between mother and child. After Garrison's memorial service, many fans are growing even more curious about the situation. In the photos of Garrison's service provided by the Nevada National Guard, Leon can clearly be seen seated next to Audrey and their sister and brother-in-law, Aspyn and Mitch Thompson. Leon looks incredibly devastated as the crowd bows their heads in prayer. Meri sat on the opposite side of the aisle, next to Gwendlyn Brown and her wife, Beatrice Queiroz. Sister Wives fans know that Leon Brown is a fiercely private person. If they did sever ties with their mother, it's possible they would never tell the public. But fans think the photos hint at a much larger story. Have the other children cut out the Sister Wives star? The status on Meri and Leon's relationship isn't currently known. However, other Sister Wives fans discussed Meri's place in the family amid the tragedy. With Garrison's passing, do Janelle, Christine and Kody acknowledge that Meri was still one of the kids' moms? I know there's tensions between three women, but did they consider her part of the family during celebrations, struggles, etc.? The op asked on Reddit. I just was looking at photos and Meri is still front row, just looks disconnected in ways. It's hard to explain what I'm asking. What are your thoughts? Some Redditors brought up the allegations Paedon and Mykelti made about Meri's abusive behavior. Other Reddit users wrote, some kids consider Meri as mom. Some kids also consider Leon a sibling. And I don't think anyone would protest a half-sibling's other parent being present for their kid's sake. Meri has always been family focused. If one of the kids is having an event, and they invite her, she shows up. I think all the adults respect this regardless of their relationship with her. As far as we know, she's been at all the major events other than Christine's wedding. Well, since Meri was included in the grieving process, funeral, memorial, it sure looks like she is still considered one of the moms. Thanks for watching this video. What do you think about this video? Told on comment box and subscribe your channel.